What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. I am Alana Bose reporting for News Source. Here's the latest this evening. Former British High Commissioner to Guyana Greg Quinn has raised questions and concerns over President Irfan Ali's meeting with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on the border controversy last December in St. Vincent, expressing the view that the meeting sent a wrong message. In a lengthy opinion piece in today's Stabroek News, the career British diplomat said Guyana must not trust Maduro while describing Venezuela as a troublesome neighbor for over a century. Mr. Quinn said the border controversy was heating up at the time because the Venezuelan president was trying to divert attention from domestic issues that he was facing in his country. On the Argyle meeting between Presidents Ali and Maduro, Quinn argues that meeting was not in Guyana's interest. In fact, he said mere days after the signing of the Argyle Declaration, Venezuela continued with its intimidation tactics towards Guyana, which was an indication of the lack of respect for the agreement on the part of Venezuela. Mr. Quinn said history shows that appeasement does not work, and he believes that sitting down and talking to Maduro about something which was clearly settled in 1899 suggested there is something to discuss. He said there is nothing to discuss, especially since there is an ongoing process before the International Court. According to Mr. Quinn, Guyana should not take the border controversy lightly and must align itself with strategic partners that have Guyana's best interest at heart. He said Guyana therefore has to build a coalition of those who will support it, both regionally and more broadly, adding that the immediate problem is the CARICOM flakiness on the issue, which he suggests is caused by the ideological beliefs and economic needs of some member states. Quinn said it may be time for Guyana to consider its own scheme to provide cheap oil to friendly countries. The British official, who served as High Commissioner to Guyana for 6 years, said he doubts that Guyana can rely on some of the countries that it considers as its partners. He noted that India, for example, has been consistently quiet on the issue, while China has kept a safe distance from the issue, and Russia appears to be in full support of Venezuela. Mr. Quinn said Guyana needs to stand firm and ensure those who support it are clear in that support, and Guyana should give no sustenance to Venezuela by continuing fruitless discussions over things which are non-negotiable. He also said that it should be clear to those who support Venezuela that it cannot be business as usual, and that such support will be noted and considered in broader relations. Quinn said the time to try to appease Venezuela has long passed. He noted that since the Argyle Declaration in St. Vincent, Venezuela has continued with its claims of Guyana's territory and its threats against Guyana, adding that Venezuela even went ahead with a sham referendum to declare Guyana's Essequibo as a new Venezuelan state. Guyana currently has Venezuela before the International Court of Justice over the border controversy, which was settled in 1899. More news coming up in a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The oil and gas industry is helping to transform safety standards across all sectors of Guyana. The government and industry leaders are pioneering safer offshore oil production with new legislation, updated policies, and state-of-the-art floating production, storage, and offloading vessels.
Are you ready to elevate your career with a world-class education from the comfort of your home? The University of Excellence Management and Business, UEMB, Guyana's premier accredited and recognized tertiary institution, invites you to join one or more of our comprehensive 145-degree programs. Registration is now open for our next intake on September 9 and every 2 months thereafter. Enroll now and secure a 50% scholarship. Choose from an ABA, BBA, MBA, MPM, EMBA, EMPM, and LLM degrees, available in 14 specializations. Whether you hold an undergraduate degree, a diploma, or relevant professional qualifications, apply. We are an accredited degree-granting tertiary institution in Guyana. Our programs are also equivalent to a USA Regional Accredited degree. Submit your completed application form, proof of entrance qualification, and any form of ID. For more details, visit our administrative office in the Critchlow Labour College, front building, Wolford Avenue, or call 225-1395, 225-1397-9, 618-3434, and 681-3434. Progressing to a degree is as easy as ABC with UEMB. Deal with the best and forget the rest.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Yes.
Start packing this, yeah?
I ain't start packing yet. Usually I pack a couple hours before and I go. Drive. I got my phone, I got my keys, my charger, my
Procrastinating planning for the future? Well, that's never a good idea. Let Demerara Mutual and Demerara Fire and General help you get started with planning for your future today. I'm with Dem.
Underscored its commitment to Guyana's territorial integrity and the long-time partnership between the two countries. President Irfan Ali met with U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken on Monday in New York at the United Nations. In a statement, the U.S. State Department said the President and Secretary Blinken discussed the strong US-Guyana partnership and the shared goal of enhancing security and prosperity for the people of Guyana and the U.S. and the region. The two sides also reviewed US-Guyana trade and economic cooperation and discussed the importance of increasing support to the Multinational Security Support MSS mission in Haiti so it can fulfill its vital mission to help restore security and democracy for the Haitian people. Secretary Blinken underscored his country's commitment to Guyana's territorial integrity and the importance of their cooperation under the US-Caribbean Partnership to address the climate crisis. President Ali is set to address the United Nations General Assembly on Wednesday. The Audit Office of Guyana will be undertaking a special audit into old age pension books as well as the public assistance booklets, according to Auditor General Deodat Sharma. Last week, the Ministry of Human Services announced the launch of a police force investigation into the presence of unauthorized copies of old age pension and permanent disability books after several were submitted for encashment. The ministry, in a statement, said the unauthorized books do not bear the security features and colors of the official books. During the handing over of the 2023 Auditor General's report on Monday, the Auditor General said his office will be investigating the issue.
Mr. Speaker, the Audit Act gives the Auditor General the mandate to carry out special audits. I am presently conducting special audit into the supply of the Crusher stones and also one on the old age pension and public assistance booklet.
In addition, the Auditor General noted that his office is currently undertaking some new forms of audit, such as performance audits, to ensure greater accountability in the public sector.
And the Audit Office of Guyana has been diligently working to ensure that entities and the relevant personnel grasp the significance of performance audit. This is a new type of audit that we are doing than the financial audit that on the public accounts. This commitment was evident when 142 officers from the public sector participated in a 2 one-day workshop held in March.
With the growth of the national budget and the increase in infrastructural development, the office has boosted its engineering capacity in order to increase oversight.
With the growth of the budget, we have our engineering department, what we call the Works and Structure Department. And for this period, the Audit Office has employed 3 additional engineers to work in the Works and Structure Department, increasing the total complement of the engineers to 5 at present. Mr. Speaker, as a result, the division was able to increase the total number of projects inspected for the year under review from 466 for the year 2022 to 741 for the year 2023.
There have been calls by the opposition for the audit of several major government projects that have attracted hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts.
Hi, I'm Marlene Street Forrest, Managing Director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Join us at the 2nd Regional Investment and Capital Markets Conference to be held in Guyana on October 8 to 9, 2024 at the Pegasus Suites and Corporate Center. Under the theme Financing for Success, where passion, prosperity, and people align, we will explore the latest trends and opportunities in wealth creation and economic development. This 2-day event promises to be engaging, enlightening, and game-changing. To register to attend, visit www.jamstockex.com or call 876-967-3271. Come and make the right connections.
The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Types of transactions. Anyone eligible for registration is required to visit the registration office responsible for his or her area of residence to apply for registration. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were last registered. Apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered could request that their photographs be retaken if the quality of the photographs on their ID cards is unacceptable. Collect their new ID cards if they have not done so as yet. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, please contact GCOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step or one promise. One thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith. One day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
The APNU and AFC opposition is demanding answers from the government over the planned construction of the $15.8 billion government complex, as no works appear to be taking place at the site more than 2 years after contracts were signed. The government complex, which is expected to house several ministries, will be built at Houston on the east bank of Demerara. With no work taking place at the site, the opposition is raising suspicion about possible corruption. AFC leader Nigel Hughes highlighted the issue on Sunday, saying that although $6 billion was expended on the project so far, there is no work to show for that money at the site. APNU Member of Parliament Annette Ferguson suggested that funds for the project may have been channeled into a private project. In response to the concerns raised by the opposition parties, Minister of Public Works Juan Edgell explained today that work completed thus far includes extensive off-site preparations such as steel fabrication, which are essential for the timely construction of this modern facility. He emphasized that the current lack of visible activity on site does not indicate a slowdown, since much of the work is currently being done off-site, with steel being fabricated in factories before being assembled on the location. Minister Edgell said the primary objective of the government is to deliver the project for the people of Guyana, and it welcomes constructive dialogue, adding that misinformation will not derail its commitment to progress. Mr. Edgell noted that when the contract was signed, a total of $2.6 billion was paid as the mobilization advance. He said all other payments will be or are being made based on measured deliverables, assuring the public that everything will be done to ensure that the project remains on track for completion by August 2026. But AFC Chairman David Patterson reminded that Mr. Edgell admitted in Parliament earlier this year that more than $6.6 billion was expended up to the end of 2023, and the ministry has been allocated an additional $1 billion for works in 2024. Further, he said that the Ministry of Finance recorded that $2.65 billion was spent in 2022 and over $4.45 billion was spent in the last year on the project. He said with little or no work taking place on the site, the government needs to explain in detail and show where the over $6 billion in spending has gone. The Guyana Police Force has announced that the second suspect in the Lenora double murder case has turned himself in and is being questioned by investigators. 23-year-old Terry Thorma from Metamir Zorg, West Coast Demerara, surrendered to law enforcement at the Lenora police station in the presence of his attorney Dexter Todd on Monday evening. The police said he was informed of the allegation that early on Saturday morning at Lenora, West Coast Demerara, he murdered Arvind Rupram and Mohammed Nazir. The young man was cautioned by the police and told investigators that he had nothing to do with the death of the two men, while declining to provide the police with a written statement. The police said he was taken into custody as the investigations continue. The 23-year-old was named as one of the two suspects in the murder case, and investigators said he ran away from the scene. The other suspect remains hospitalized with stab wounds to his body. His name was given as Alex Amsterdam. The two dead persons were identified as Mohammed Nazir and Arvind Rupram. The two men were stabbed to death during a roadside brawl with two other men on Saturday morning just outside a nightclub. A police report revealed that during the argument between the four men, Ruparam received several stab wounds on his body and Nazir received one stab wound to his upper abdomen. It is unclear what led to the argument that evolved into a deadly brawl.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. Persons could be prosecuted, fined, or even sent to prison for failing or refusing to apply for registration. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact GCOM on 225-02779 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after four friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look. You know the one. Or one touch. Even one word. I can start with one step. Or one promise. One thrill. One first time. One deep breath. One leap of faith. One day to remember. Or one night to forget. One moment. So many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life. Just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Across the region tonight, in Jamaica, the Jamaica Observer reports that two opposition members of parliament, MPs, tabled a motion in support of the Integrity Commission's recommendation to refer the investigation into Prime Minister Andrew Holness's statutory declarations to the Financial Investigations Division during a sitting of the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee this morning. The motion was, however, blocked by government MPs who make up the majority of the committee. Brought by opposition leader Julian Robinson and seconded by fellow People's National Party PNP MP Philip Paulwell, the motion followed the IC report tabled in Parliament last Tuesday, which raised concerns about the Prime Minister's declared assets between 2019 and 2022. The report recommended that both the FID and Tax Administration Jamaica examine aspects of the financial affairs of Holness, including $150 million worth of transactions with various companies and a $94,000 bond. Still in the region, Kenya has pledged to send 600 more police officers to Haiti in the coming weeks to help fight gangs controlling much of the capital, Port-au-Prince, and nearby areas. This would bring the Kenyan contingent deployed incrementally since June to help the Caribbean nation's beleaguered police force up to 1,000. During a visit to the country, Kenya's President William Ruto also said he supported turning the current Kenya-led security mission into a full United Nations peacekeeping operation. A handful of other countries have together pledged at least 1,900 more troops. Violence in Haiti is still rife, and a UN human rights expert has warned that gangs are targeting new areas, causing further displacement. The UN Security Council is due to meet by the end of the month to decide whether to renew Kenya's current mandate for another 12 months, paving the way for a full UN mission in 2025. Finally tonight, international news. The US has filed a lawsuit against Visa, accusing the financial giant of illegally stifling competition to maintain a monopoly over the debit card market. It said Visa had punished companies that wanted to use alternative payment networks and paid off potential competitors to keep its hold over the market. The Department of Justice said the moves had slowed innovation and led to significant additional fees for American consumers and businesses. Visa did not immediately comment. The lawsuit is the latest competition lawsuit known as antitrust in the U.S. from the Biden administration, which has taken a more aggressive approach to monopoly concerns than previous administrations. The Department of Justice started investigating Visa in 2021. The company processes more than 60% of debit transactions in the U.S., according to the complaint, bringing in $7 billion in fees annually. As of 2022, its debit card business was bigger by revenue than its credit card unit and highly profitable. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Alana Bose, encouraging you to have a good night.